It was a low moment, no doubt of that. She bawled like a baby, helpless, heedless, desperate. Her sobs racked her, choked her, made her mangled body shake. She didn't know the last time she'd cried. Never, maybe. Benna had done the weeping for both of them. Now all the pain and fear of a dozen black years and more came leaking out of her screwed-up face. She lay in the mud and tortured herself with everything she'd lost. Benna was dead, and everything good in her was dead with him. The way they made each other laugh, that understanding that comes from a life together, gone. He'd been home, family, friend, and more, all killed at once, all snuffed out carelessly as a cheap candle. Her hand was ruined. She held the aching, mocking remnant of it to her chest. The way she used to draw a sword, use a pen, firmly shake a hand, all crushed under Gobber's boot. The way she used to walk, run, ride, all scattered, broken down the mountainside under Orso's balcony. Her place in the world, 10 years' work, built with her own sweat and blood, struggled for, sweated for, vanished like smoke. All she'd worked for, hoped for, dreamed of. Dead. She worked her belt back up, dead leaves dragged up with it, and fumbled it shut. A few last sobs, then she snorted snot down, wiped the rest from under her nose on her cold hand. The life she'd had was gone. The woman she'd been was gone. What they'd broken could never be mended. But there was no point weeping about it now. She knelt in the mud, shivering in the darkness, silent. These things weren't just gone. They'd been stolen from her. Her brother wasn't just dead. He'd been murdered, slaughtered like an animal. She forced her twisted fingers closed until they made a trembling fist. "I'll kill them." She made herself see their faces, one by one. Gobber, the fat hog, lounging in the shadows, a waste of decent flesh. Her face twitched as she saw his boot stomp down across her hand, felt the bones splinter. Morthis, the banker, his cold eyes staring down at her brother's corpse. Inconvenienced. Faithful Carpi, a man who'd walked beside her, eaten beside her, fought beside her, year upon year. "I really am sorry." She saw his arm go back, ready to stab her through, felt the wound niggling at her side, pressed at it through her wet shirt, dug her fingers into it back and front until it burned like fury. "I'll kill them." Ganmark. She saw his soft, tired face, flinched as his sword punched through Benna's body. That's that. Prince Ario, lounging in his chair, wineglass dangling. His knife cut Benna's neck open, blood bubbling between his fingers. She made herself see each detail, remember each word said. Foscar, too. "I'll have no part of this." But that changed nothing.